Welcome to downtown Tulsa, where tonight the Tulsa Desperados finally get to open up their home, Lucy Red Stadium, for this, their home opener. In Week 4, it's the Monday Night Spectacular between the Fort Worth Toros and the Tulsa Desperados. Alongside Chris Curtis, I'm Cameron Irvine for tonight's broadcast from Lucy Red Stadium, the beautiful Lucy Red Stadium. Curtis, good evening. It's 2-0 versus 0-2, but plenty to prove here in this early stages of the season.
Yeah, Fort Worth at 2-0 still feel like they have some doubters somewhere in the SFL community, and Tulsa trying to prove themselves with a chip on their shoulder. 2 road losses to start the season. They get to play in front of their home crowd for the first time in the 4K23 era. Should be a good one.
Tulsa is 0-2, but they had 2 weeks to think about it. Well, so did Fort Worth. They are 2-0, but they were also on a bye and had a long week. Byes followed by Monday Night Spectaculars are not easy to wait for, but these two teams have done just that. And we are almost ready to go. There's JQ and Marcus Dunhill at the 50, getting things going. Fort Worth's going to receive. We are just about ready to tee this thing.
I like it. Tulsa all-time 24-15 at home. They know how to play in front of their home crowd. Good stuff, but prime Marcus Dunhill, as Mike O'Neill put it, coming in on the road, looking to spoil the home opener.
Cliff Allen says, I love Impact Monday. We love you, Cliff, and we love special teams. Kick it! We're underway. From the 1-yard line, on the return for Fort Worth to the 27-yard line is Charlie Baker. Marcus Dunhill runs this offense, and he has run it well through 2 weeks.
And speaking of running, you got Jay-Z Bacon behind him, who's top 10 in every running back category conceivable right now. He can definitely do good work. He can follow Aaron Alexander, who puts good blocks in front of him. And then you have a really nice wide receiving tandem, Stephen Hacker, Cade Stevens, along with Robert Garrett Jr., the Cowboy. Really good receiving core for Marcus Dunhill to use.
199 super chat from Jay Balmer. The only doubter on Fort Worth is me, Mr. Hates Texas, as we get underway on the Monday Night Spectacular. The first play is a flip out to Jay-Z Bacon off the left side, and he is ushered out of bounds after just a 4-yard pickup. Nice strategy there from David Ware. Forget about tackling. Just usher to the sideline and don't worry about your body.
Yeah, don't put yourself in harm's way. Don't put Bacon's self in harm's way either. Good stuff from Bacon, just taking what the defense will give him there.
Second down and 6, 9:38 to go in the first. They'll hand it off to Bacon once more. Bacon gets away thanks to a block on the outside from Cade Stevens. Bacon past midfield to the Tulsa 46-yard line. He got it late and moves the chains.
Yeah, that's how you earn some loyalty and respect amongst your peers. Cade Stevens puts his body on the line and puts a block out there for his running back. Bacon has a nice route, nice hole to run through, and gets the edge on the sideline. Real good work from the run game. That's a team effort all the way through to spring break in there.
So Bacon with a couple of carries, gets to the outside. That Tulsa defense is scrolling to the bottom of your screen. Tulsa's in the teal caps and jerseys with the gray pants, white numbers, and red trim. Fort Worth, and they're all whites with the blue caps here on the road. Jay-Z Bacon's third carry of the night is going to go for a loss. Wrapped up in the backfield will bring up a second down and 11.
So Bacon not able to work between the tackles there. Maybe that's something that Tulsa has figured out, that he likes to go there on the outside. Bacon's been successful so far. We'll see if they go back out there on future runs.
David Ware with that tackle for loss. He's got the first 2 tackles of this ball game. Second and 11. Stephen Hacker goes in motion from right to left. He's followed to the outside by Nate Heslip. From the smoking guns at the 48, Dunhill back to pass. Deep drop back, sets up a screen. Jay-Z Bacon's got some room on the outside. He will fight for a first down and get it. Wrapped up, but not before he moves the chains. 8.5 to go in the first.
Real good setup on the screen. It took a long time to develop, but the offensive line for Fort Worth did a real nice job of keeping everybody out of Dunhill's face. And Bacon, real nice disguise as they had blitzing linebackers coming in for Dunhill, and Bacon able to get to the outside, take that pass up, and move the chains again.
It was wild, Curtis, because it was kind of like a delayed screen. They stood there long enough, and then by the time the defensive line released, it was already too late. 1st and 10 now for Dunhill. Will drop back to pass. First traditional throw of the game, and that pass is hauled in by Hacker. Solid first drive here for the Toros.
Hacker about to, on his next touchdown reception, tie James Cooley for 5th all-time at his jersey number 88. And would love to see him get it on this drive for milestone purposes, but a very good long-time receiver in this league for wearing multiple uniforms across his tenure.
1st and 10 at the Tulsa 24. Seen a lot of teams pretty successful on their opening drives here in week 4 of the SFL. Bacon is going to be put down by David Ware again. He's making his presence felt so far tonight. Welcome to Lucy Red Stadium here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Visit Lucy Red Energy Drink at lucyred.com and see why the energy is amazing. And it is, as long as we have the crowd mics on, which we now do. 2nd and 10. Bacon in the backfield. 2 receivers. Handoff. Bacon running left. Bacon's got some running room. Gets into the red zone down to the 18-yard line. Will set up a 3rd down and 3 on carry number 5.
Yeah, that'll open up the playbook for Fort Worth here as they try to close this drive out. Good work from Bacon to get between the tackles. Not sure if he wanted to go there, but nice improvisation either way.
3rd and short. Fort Worth's facing their first 3rd down of the night. They'll hand it off to Bacon. Bacon shoulders one, puts another down. Look at Cade Stevens again on the outside. Touchdown, Fort Worth. Cade Stevens is getting out his shovel and putting people in the ground early in this game.
2 broken tackles from Bacon and a great block by Cade Stevens to make that play happen. Great work from Fort Worth. They ran it a lot on that drive, but to be honest with you, it worked, and it worked because of the entire team effort up front to make holes for JZ Bacon to get through. That's fantastic work, and it springs a 6-0 lead for the Toros.
Cade Stevens with a couple of outstanding blocks, breaks JZ free, and Fort Worth, not much problem. 8 plays, 72 yards, averaged about 9 yards a play. 3 minutes, 8 seconds opening drive, silences this Lucy Red crowd only for a moment.
Yeah, only for a moment is right. They're loud. They've been loud all evening here as we got ready to go, and now their offense about to hit the field for the first time. Should be a lot of fun seeing JQ and company get out there.
Kickoff is deep into the end zone, it will be unreturnable. That is Gabriel Manning taking the knee. JQ is their quarterback. Douglas Brown in the backfield. Manning, you heard Mike O'Neill on the pregame show, wants to see him moving all over the field. This dude is the best jump ball catcher in the SFL right now.
Yeah, he's very exciting anytime he gets the ball in his hands. Kickoffs, receiving, they can put him in the running back spot. He can do damage there too. He's dynamic all the way around.
3 receivers. JQ will start with a flip out to Douglas Brown off the left side. Brown breaks off a tackle and then put down a 6-yard pickup, wrapped up at the end of the play there by Remington James.
Yeah, don't forget about Douglas Brown back there, though. That's the thing. You talk about the wide receivers on this roster, talking about Tulsa, Gabriel Manning, Sansa Robinson over there. But Douglas Brown, he is a game breaker in his own right and has been for a good amount of time here in Tulsa. So watch when he gets the football, things can happen.
2nd and 4. Man in motion from left to right for Q. Split backs in the backfield. Q hands it off right up the gut, and Douglas Brown with some authority picks up a 1st down. There was no doubt in his mind where he was going on that play. Love the consistency of the mind of Douglas Brown.
Yeah, they moved the fullback to the right there to disguise the run as to where they were going. Brown knew exactly where he was, and Fort Worth figured it out real quick for a new set.
JQ going to throw here on 1st down. He fires it down the field. That pass is hauled in by DJ Bandit, the tight end. First catch, first attempt for Tulsa's passing game.
And JQ over the middle. We'll see how often they utilize that spot on the field, taking advantage of what looks like a cover two right over the top into the middle of that zone, right where there's nobody supposed to be. So very good work from Q. Good eyes downfield, finds the tight end. And like I said, we'll see how often they utilize the tight ends in this offense.
Well, we're scored on a JZ Bacon run thanks to a couple terrific blocks on the outside. 7-0. Toros off their opening possession. This is DJ Human motion for Q on Tulsa's first offensive possession. Just getting going here on the Monday Night Spectacular with Chris Curtis. I'm Cameron Irvine. Ron Haynes, Hank Earl Troll on stats tonight. Q's pass is overthrown. DJ Hume was wide open. Delaney Nash nearly scooped that one off the grass.
Yeah, that was close. Delaney, if he read that just a fraction of a second sooner, he's able to get a hand underneath that and turn the ball over for Fort Worth. So JQ thanking his lucky stars that did not end up in Fort Worth's hands.
Two in the backfield for Q. Nickel look for Fort Worth. More motion. We've seen Tulsa put a man in motion almost every time tonight. Marquise Sango, the second tight end in motion, now split out right to the left for Q. Zone covers for Fort Worth. 5 on the play clock. Q gets the snap off. He dumps it off. That's Lars Bazar, and he is put down quickly by Remington James. The fullback making a catch on the outside will set up a 3rd and long.
We've seen that quite a bit in the last couple weeks in SFL week 3, week 4. A lot of fullbacks getting involved in the passing game, finding routes both over the middle and to the outside, and nice finding creative ways to get your fullback the football.
Love the diversity. Q 5 wide now. Deep drop back, firing, and he's got the first down. Douglas Brown out in the pass pattern. Moves the chains.
And when you have a running back with good hands, have him run routes, and it creates confusion amongst the defensive side. Where is he going? Is it going to be short? Is it going to be long? Nice job, and a nice little pick play to get him open on that particular route.
Defenders call that PI. Offensive players say, shut up, you don't know what you're talking about. 1st and 10 at the Fort Worth 41-yard line. A little bit of shenanigans there from Tulsa. 4:28 to go in the first. 7-0. Fort Worth on top of the Desperados here on their opening drive. Q going to roll out to the right. Q fires short. That's caught by Bandit. 6-yard gain keeps him ahead of the sticks.
Yeah, utilizing more of the outside passes than they are the inside on really every one of their routes. There was only 2 inside passes so far on this drive. This is a fairly lengthy drive for Tulsa. A lot of time taken up off the clock as well.
JQ started 4 for 5 for 34 yards, but he's 0 for 2, or 0 for 1 rather, on targets. 2 wide receivers, split backs in the backfield. They'll hand it off to Brown. This time, Brown is stood up by Delaney Nash, goes down for no gain, but Nash with a terrific play in the backfield.
Nash with a great job to get to Douglas Brown. Somebody's got to be responsible for Douglas Brown, and wherever he is going, Nash seems to be that guy, at least on that play. And now a huge momentum-based 3rd down for Fort Worth defense trying to get off the field.
Probably outside of field goal range here. 3rd down and 4 for Q. Q fires it long. That pass is incomplete. Looking for Sango, but it was knocked away by Nash all over this opening possession for Fort Worth's defense, and Tulsa will likely try to pin him inside the 10.
Man, Sango wants that back for sure. He knew the hit was coming. He could not see past the hit and bring that ball in to secure it. Very good time, your well-timed hit from Nash to take it away, and now like you said, a pin play trying to get Fort Worth's offense in a really bad way.
With the Desperados staring at us from in the end zone, Tulsa boots that away. Fair catch called for inside the 10. Pretty great. Actually, no. Just outside or inside the 15-yard line to the 14-yard line. Not exactly what Tulsa was looking for, but they'll pin him back deep none the same.
Yeah, not a lot of room, but not all that little as well. So at least a nice middle ground there as Fort Worth has 87 yards to go now. 86.
1st and 10 on the 14-yard line. Fort Worth gets the first stop of the game. JZ Bacon, Aaron Alexander back in that backfield for Fort Worth. 7 in the box for Tulsa. They're showing blitz. They bring Collins off that right side. That pass is caught. Almost grabbed by Ware for one hand, but instead, Cade Stevens, who's having himself a quarter, gets the snag.
I had to take a double take there. I thought Ware was able to actually bring that in on the one-handed interception, but real nice commitment to that from Stevens, knowing that the ball is supposed to be coming to him. There's no way. I thought for sure that Ware had that. Somehow it sneaks through, and they have a nice completion.
Marcus is on fire to start the season. It continues. He's 3 for 3 for 41 yards so far in this ball game tonight. First down and 10. This is Dunhill on the toss out to Bacon, and Jay-Z is hit by David Ware. Just as the chat said earlier, I'll give them credit. He's everywhere.
Nice work, chat. Nice work. David Ware for Tulsa and Delaney Nash for Fort Worth seem to be the plugs. You put them anywhere on the field defensively, and they're making plays, finding the football.
5 tackles and a TFL for Ware in the first quarter. Second down and 8. Tulsa comes up from the outside. Collins came in on a blitz, had Jay-Z, but could not bring him down. Instead, it's going to be a combo of desperados to make the stop just ahead of the first down.
Man, that open field tackle right off the line of scrimmage would have been massive for Tulsa's defense, keeping Bacon where he was. Now 3rd and 1. It leaves a lot of options for Dunhill and company.
Collins just a little bit out of position. You could see, look at the linebackers. Everybody's worked up to the line. About 9 in the box for Tulsa here on 3rd and 1, trying to contain this run game. Dunhill hands it off. Jay-Z off the left side. Didn't get there. That's stopped right at the line of scrimmage. What a play. Tony Roberto, the outside linebacker, forces a 4th down.
He is one of the playmakers off the defensive line for this Tulsa defense, and you saw why right there. Jay-Z Bacon's been breaking tackles all over the field, and finally one open field tackle is all it takes for Roberto to make his presence felt.
Forward too early and too far into their own territory to go for it on 4th and short. They'll punt it away at the 21-yard line. On the return, not much room there for Manning up to the 22-yard line. If you're new to the Simulation Football League, where have you been all my life? Welcome. The SFL is football for everyone. Get off the sideline and start your player today by joining our Discord server at simulationfl.net. Click the Join the Community button and begin your career, or just meet the stars of the SFL on and off the field. They're so great. It's never too late to get involved. 90 seconds left in the first quarter. Tulsa on their second possession. They punted on their first. Q's going to start with a pass. Q, clean pocket. Deep down the middle, that pass is caught. Making up for it. No, it's Bandit actually, not Sango. Bandit's 3rd catch of this first quarter. He's been money.
And 2 of them have been in that same spot so far. Bandit in that tight end spot, just over the seam in the middle of the zone coverages. Very good work. Safety's not able to converge on him quick enough. But the bump coverage that's being run by Fort Worth on the outside on that particular play is what really freed up Bandit because of where he was running. There was nobody on that side of the field. Good work by Q to recognize that and put it where it needed to be.
1st and 10 now off the completion. Q is 5 for 7. Q fires again. That pass caught by Brown, and he takes a helmet to the back after a 4-yard pickup. 2nd and 6.
Nothing like a helmet to the kidney to wake you up in the morning. That's a terrible way to go. Good work on at least keeping possession of the ball and getting down so he can keep the positive yardage.
Is your kidney in your back, or did he just get hit in the kidney and I just missed it?
It looked like kidney to me.
I'm very transparent that I'm not a scientist on this program. 2nd down and 6. JQ fires down the field. That is caught. 1st down to the 37-yard line. That is Marquise Sango making up for the misfire earlier. Tulsa's pass game on fire.
They are, and none of it has actually included Gabriel Manning or DJ Hume. We've seen them in motion a couple of times, but nothing directed their way. No targets for either of those players at the moment. It's been the secondary receivers and tight ends that have been getting involved for the Desperados.
Aiden Davis came up to make the stop. Balance for Tulsa among everybody but the receivers here in the first quarter. Q's up to 7 for 9 for 76 yards. Dunhill's still a perfect 4 for 4 on the other side. Q now going to roll out to the left, and Q fires. Caught by Manning. One hand down to the 18-yard line. I love the play calling here from Tulsa. They're keeping it in Q's hands. He's hot.
Yes, he is, and you give it to Gabriel Manning right on Q. We said he didn't have a target, and then Q, of course, finds Gabriel Manning right over the middle. They're absolutely exploiting the middle of that field and taking advantage of the zone for Fort Worth.
That's the end of the first quarter. Tulsa's down 7-0, but they are on the move. This is the Monday Night Spectacular, presented by APM Music on SFL YouTube. Hank Earl Troll, Ron Haynes on stats. Chris Curtis, Cameron Irvine here with the call. Curtis pulling double duty tonight. He'll be back in the studios with Tyler Falk for the APM Music halftime report coming up a little bit later. And post-game as well. Dave Axis has the week off. No Axis After Dark. and we're always bummed about that. But everybody needs a break sometimes. Outside to Douglas Brown. He will break off the first tackle, 15-10. Douglas Brown to the sideline, and Brown is going to get in the end zone with a massive spike and a touchdown.
This is great work on the screen setup, both the offensive linemen getting out and then the wide receivers getting out to make the blocks happen. You see 71 out there trying to get there and ends up having to have Douglas Brown break the tackle, but that's fantastic. Fantastic commitment. Douglas Brown to the outside, stays inbounds, gets Pater. Tulsa about to tie this game.
Well, he missed the first one, but then hustle to get the second one, right? That touchdown probably doesn't happen without that hustle. JQ, 9 of 11, 112. Have yourself a first half. We are all tied at 7. 5 plays, 77-yard drive. Tulsa didn't even put it on the ground once. Quick work.
Both quarterbacks 13 for 15 combined so far in this game. Dunhill and Q throwing it all over the yard accurately and where it's supposed to be. That's fantastic from both these quarterbacks. And now we get to see Dunhill back out for a second drive.
They are ready for prime time tonight from the 2-yard line. This is Baker on the return. Baker out past the 20, breaks off a tackle, gets caught behind a lineman. Still able to push out to the 30-yard line. That's where Fort Worth will start possession number 3 for all the league highlights, photo galleries, major and minor league stats and leaderboards, community content, and so much more. Check out the league's website at simulationfl.net, presented by Football Shift. Stay up to date and explore our past, present, and future. First time seeing this stadium in real live action, Curtis. We still have a couple more to debut. Charleston is one I can think of, but Tulsa, man, this place looks great.
It really, really does. The colors mesh very well across every feature of this ball yard. I love it.
Field numbers are sharp as well. Tie game at 7. Jay-Z Bacon up the gut. Get out of the way, Mr. Official. 7-yard gain, 2nd and 3.
It's hard enough dodging the would-be tacklers on the opposite side of the field, but then you got to dodge the zebras as well. So good work from Bacon to at least move forward still.
At least it wasn't as bad as that. Oh, man, forgive me, I'm getting old, but that pick 6 from last week where the official just totally picked the guy. Just crazy. Jay-Z Bacon's got a first down. Moves the chains up past the 40 on his 10th carry.
Yeah, good work from Bacon again. Offensive line doing work on both sides. They're Douglas Brown and Jay-Z Bacon the beneficiaries for a lot of that, but Bacon's runs have been more to the outside than the inside. He's had a couple right between the tackles, though.
Travis Arthur's now pulled in 5 tackles for that Tulsa defense, number 49. Keep an eye out for him. Dunhill back to pass. Does set up a screen. Oh. It is red. Jay-Z Bacon has bounced backwards. Now Bacon trying to get what he can, but he still lost a yard. That's Chris Andrews, the defensive end, dragging him down, but a brilliant play by Tulsa to blow up the screen.
Yeah, they saw the screen coming. The defensive line just kind of stood there. They knew what was happening right away. Great play recognition by this Tulsa defense. Blew up Bacon in the backfield.
D-line spreads out wide here, not expecting a run up the gut. That's exactly what they get, but Bacon gets closed down. Nothing there. Philadelphia Collins and the linebackers clean up, 3rd and 10.
They spread out, the defensive line did, but the way they rushed was a pinch. They closed up and collapsed the inside. They almost lured Bacon into a false sense of security there, opening up that hole and then closing it up tight.
Man coverage here from Tulsa. They'll play fake it to Bacon. Now Dunhill going to take off and run against the man coverage, but they close on him as well and stop him short of the first down. Dunhill probably a wise decision at the end. He had the advantage, but Tulsa's speed helps get Fort Worth off the field the 2nd straight possession.
Man, I understand the self-preservation there, but part of me really wanted to see Dunhill put a shoulder into the person that wanted to tackle him just to see it happen.
Who doesn't want to watch Dunhill put a shoulder into people, especially once he's got that wine swinging around. He can really shoulder charge some people, man. You got to get out of his way. Manning up at the 21-yard line. Tulsa can take the lead on this next possession.
Oh, man, I want to hear a response from Marcus.
I hope
deliberately from that. It'd be great. But good defensive stand from Tulsa, able to get the ball out of Fort Worth's hands and a chance to swing the momentum firmly in their favor in front of their home crowd.
7:39 to go in a well-played first half from both sides. Tie game here on Monday Night Spectacular as JQ fires down the field. This time it's an overthrow. He was looking for Bandit again on that post down the middle, and Fort Worth did a little bit better job closing the window.
Yeah, they did. And they did everything to Bandit that they possibly could without getting a PI called on them. They just basically interrupted his route and utilized their intimidation factor to stop Bandit from getting where he needed to go.
Brown, 3 catches, 3 carries so far tonight as Gabriel Manning goes in motion. Fort Worth playing a little man as Aiden Davis follows him across the formation. Lars Bazar, the fullback in the backfield, will stay in to pass protect, and he does a great job picking up pressure, and that pass is incomplete. Didn't really see anybody open down the field. Davis and company in coverage. Now it's going to set up a 3rd and 10.
Yeah, Davis and Stone in the area, they provided good double coverage there, and I think that the receiver was supposed to be farther upfield in his progression. And the way the offensive line held, I thought Q would have time to go somewhere else, maybe a check down, just didn't have it.
Don't want to go 3 and out with 3 straight incompletions. Q, clean pocket once again, fires to DJ Hume. He's got his first catch of the night, and that saves Tulsa's drive. Like to see the run game get going.
Both tight ends, Gabriel Manning and DJ Hume, all have catches in that area. That is the spot that Tulsa has decided to pick on. That's the second time they've gone there this drive. First one was an overthrow. That one right on the money, number 18.
I mean, Manning was just all alone. And he could have thrown it to him on that play, but Hume was also pretty open too. Fort Worth brings a blitz. He got absolutely crushed. Douglas Brown picks up 6. That was crazy. Chris, did you see that?
That they absolutely opened the floodgates, did Fort Worth on that blitz. They had pressure all over the quarterback. JQ still found Douglas Brown. That's a heck of a hit he took, but he found the completion as well.
Man, I mean, the blitzer just he just got creamed. That was crazy. You're the only one that's supposed to get creamed out here as Douglas Brown gets a first down past the 45-yard line.
The night is young, my friend. Douglas Brown again, able to a couple of plays in a row, 1 receiving, 1 rushing, just finds a way to move the chains. Tulsa continuing the momentum. They stopped the 3 and out with the long pass over the middle. Now they can start to get back into rhythm.
Tulsa's O-line has held up so far tonight, kept Q pretty clean. Hand off to Brown, and Brown is immediately met by Vincent. His 2nd tackle, first TFL of the night for the Toros.
Yeah, you can see Brown there on the at the line of scrimmage, just kind of mad at himself. Misread on the hole he thought was open and just all of a sudden wasn't, as Vincent goes and plugs it up. Good work.
Q has hit 6 different receivers on 11 completions. Hume goes in motion from right to left, being followed across the formation by James. This has been an aggressive Fort Worth defense to start the night. They bring a blitzer, rush 5. Q again with a picked up blitz, hits DJ Hume for a first down into Fort Worth territory.
The accuracy on this ball, and hope we get the chance to see it. Q with a dime over the top. You'll see that the only receiver that had a chance to get it was his guy. That is, he had 2 Toros right in his back pocket that had no chance at that football whatsoever. The accuracy on that dime was special.
To clarify, I wasn't saying that Q got crushed on that blitz. The blitzer got crushed. The center took him out like with a machete. It was crazy. 1st and 10, 5:18 to go in the 2nd. Hand off to Brown. Brown staying patient. Gets 3. 5:10 left in the first half.
Yeah, we're plenty of time left. No need to rush it if you're Brown. Super patient run there, as you alluded to, and really utilizing his blocks and waiting for a hole to open up, but not getting greedy. Taking what Fort Worth gives him on that run, setting up a 2nd and 7 is more than fine on first down.
3-4 look here out of the Fort Worth defense. Split backs in the backfield here for Tulsa. They'll give it off to Brown, trying to get outside, and Brown will actually get some help from a Fort Worth teammate. Delaney Nash looked like he had it covered. Brown is pushed ahead for 6, 3rd and 1.
Yeah, Nash, I'm sure, is yelling at his teammate on the sideline, be like, hey, I've got him. You need to let me do my job. And fortunately for Fort Worth, it's Douglas Brown moving forward off the tackle in the 3rd and 1.
4:25 to go in an extremely fast-moving first half as Brown gets a first down into the 20-yard line. We've had 4 incompletions and only 2 scores, a bunch of punts, Curtis, so we really haven't had a whole lot of clock stoppages.
You're right. It's been a quick moving, but because the passes that are getting completed, they're long passes that go down the field, but they're not for points. They're just for yards and completion. So they're both quarterbacks farming completions at this point.
Draw as Brown slips a tackle. Brown picks up 4. You can tell he's getting itchy to break off a big run here.
Yeah, he had a chance there too. Had a little bit of a shake and bake there as the linebackers met him after the draw play happened. Great job by Fort Worth's linebackers to recognize the draw play, realize where that was going, and get to the running back.
3.5 to go in the second. Tie game at 7. Hand off to Brown, and Brown is met in the backfield by Sonny Sky, the rookie. 4th tackle of the night.
Defensive line wrapping up tackles pretty nicely there, and we haven't seen Douglas Brown get one to the edge, at least recently. So that not since their touchdown drive earlier. See if they go out there at some point soon.
Tulsa's 3 for 4 on 3rd down in the game, 2 for 2 in this quarter. That's Sango going in motion. 3:05 to go in the first half. Q against a 7-man blitz. It's caught by Hume and a touchdown for Tulsa.
That is awesome from Tulsa. Great drive at the getting through the middle part of the second quarter, and just the pass that ended up off of Q into Hume's hands to work off of the work from Douglas Brown and company. That is really accurate. Nice route run as well, getting on the inside by Hume, finding Pater and realizing where he was. Field recognition. Awesome play from Tulsa's offense. And now they have a chance to, well, I mean, they've turned 14 unanswered points as long as this extra point goes through.
JQ has faced the blitz with incredible composure in the first half. 13 plays, 79-yard drive. Longest drive of the night for either team, over 4 minutes long. Q, 13 of 17 for 171 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks, QBR of 146. Don't look now, but Tulsa, the 14.5-point dogs from Jack's data. They are on fire. Charlie Baker gets it up to the 28-yard line. Coming up on the APM Music Halftime Report, shenanigans with Chris Curtis, the Gene Wonder, and Tyler Falk, the 2-10 blunder. Recapping the first half of Fort Worth and Tulsa. Which division leaders still need to convince you they are for real, and which winless team has the best chance to turn it around? It's all coming up on the APM Music Halftime Report.
I love that. That's the first time I've been able to actually react live to the nicknames that we are given, and those two are awesome. I love it. Fort Worth has the ball.
First down on the 28-yard line, 2:56 to go in the opening half. Can Fort Worth answer before the break? Cameron Shaw follows Cade Stevens, and they run it opposite direction, and Jay-Z Bacon's got a lot of room. Bacon is closed down by David Ware to avoid that run getting worse for Tulsa.
That's a nice sweep on this run and the split backs. I'm not generally a fan of this play, but if the offensive line holds up really well as sealing the edge on the opposite side of the formation, this can work. It works there. It's the first time they've run a sweep like that opposite side, and as long as they use it conservatively, it can be effective.
See if Tulsa pinches back down again as they split out wide. They go inside. Dunhill nearly sacked from behind, but delivers it to Cade Stevens for a first down. Stevens' only second catch, but he's been all over the field.
Oh, yeah. Throwing blocks for his running back has been the main part of it, and he gets rewarded for a couple. He had a nice catch on the previous couple drives ago, and he gets a nice route downfield, about 20 yards past the midfield as well. So good work from Cade Stevens, finding the opening in the defense, and good job by Marcus Dunhill to find his target pretty quickly in that progression.
Dunhill is still perfect, 6 for 6 for 55 yards. Bacon, 84 yards on 12 carries. This is carry number 13, and David Ware's got a TFL, his second of the evening. This dude is the MVP. We've hit the 2-minute warning. You are watching the SFL Monday Night Spectacular, Season 21, Week 4 edition, presented by APM Music on YouTube. Alongside Chris Curtis, Tyler Falk back in studio, Ron Haynes, Hank Earl Troll on stats. First play out of the 2-minute warning. Fort Worth has all 3 timeouts, and they are already in Tulsa's side of the field. They're going to set up a screen. Jay-Z forced to the sideline, and he'll step out of bounds. We'll set up a 3rd down and 4.
Couple of preservations there, one of the clock and the other one of the body. As Jay-Z Bacon has no problem going out of bounds as long as it makes sense, gets a 6-yard gain on it, and really opens up options for Marcus Dunhill and company.
3rd medium for the Toros. 1 for 3 on 3rd downs. Dunhill facing a blitz. Hit as he threw the passes. Nearly intercepted. Actually almost caught by Aaron Alexander off the deflection. Tulsa got to the blind side of Dunhill and forces a 4th down.
Yeah, at the end of that, Philadelphia Collins nearly had himself an interception as that one hit the ground. There was another ball earlier that was nearly picked off by Delaney Nash, and both teams have had scares in the turnover department as Fort Worth's going to punt it with still less than 2 minutes left.
We're going to try to pin Tulsa deep. And it's not the best punt either, although it's going to, it did hop out of bounds at about the 14-yard line. I thought they were going to get a better hop than that. Tulsa still a long field to go with 1:43, but they do have 3 timeouts. Test of their 2-minute offense here.
Yeah, I've been impressed so far with Wade Phillips' use of the Tulsa offense so far in this game. Everybody's been getting involved, both in the run game, the pass game, and want to see what they can do with a little bit of rush in their pep in their step here.
Officially marked at the 15. Q will hand it off to Brown, see what they can get, pick up 2. They may be a little content at this point. Liking the game so far? Smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The SFL produces over 400 events a year. There is no one else that gives you more football. Don't miss a minute of the SFL or SFLM action to help the channel grow through your support. Hand off to Brown. Pick up a few more. I think they're testing the waters here, Curtis. They definitely don't want to give Fort Worth the ball back with a ton of time.
No, and that creates a bit of a conundrum on 3rd down. You know they're probably going to pass it because the first 2 runs on this drive did not go well. So now with 3rd and 5 and the whole stadium knows you're likely going to pass it, including the Fort Worth secondary, who's been a bit all over the field.
3rd down and 5. Q gonna pass. Q, safe throw, outside corner, hits Gabriel Manning to the 29-yard line, and it at least keeps the ball out of the Toros' hands.
And JQ going to one of his safety nets, and it's the Hall of Famer Gabriel Manning who finds the way to go on the out route. Great work in double coverage. He's got 2 Toros on him just about at every point in this game. Still finds a way to make a play and extend the drive.
35 seconds left. Q going to throw again. We'll dump it off. A safe throw. Lars Bazar on the screen. Pick up 4, and yeah, Tulsa's pretty content right now. They got to feel real good about how they played in the first half.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. There's no reason for them to really push the pace here, as they've been really dynamic in every time they've touched the ball. Just a couple of punts, but really nice plays downfield, nice plays in the run game everywhere.
2nd and 6. Final play of the half, perhaps. Q dumps it off. That's bizarre, and that's the end of the first half. 14-7. Tulsa on top of Fort Worth. Before we send to the APM Music halftime, Curtis, your just general thoughts on what we've seen through the first 20 minutes.
Both offenses have been creative, getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. That's been a lot of fun to watch. Defenses have been all over the field as well, typically in the linebacking core of both the rosters, able to get in front of the running backs. Running backs have had good opportunities. Jay-Z Bacon and Douglas Brown have had moments to shine in this first half, but when it comes right down to it, the ball getting downfield was in the hands of both Marcus Dunhill and JQ. Both of them have been dynamic in the pass game and steadily accurate just about every time they've put the ball in the hands of their receivers. So it's who's going to blink first is really the question, because the 14-7 will not be the final score of this game.
Just 5 incompletions in that first half. Bacon is your first half player, but it's Tulsa that has a 14-7 advantage. Curtis will get Tyler Falk's thoughts at the half as the APM Music halftime report rolls on. Gentlemen, shortly, take it away.
And alongside the 2-10 blunder, it's the Gene Wonder. Chris Curtis, Tyler Falk with you with the APM Music halftime report. What's going on, Tyler? How have you enjoyed the game so far?
Hey, good evening, Albino. I'm doing fantastic. I'm just having a good old time watching a good football game. Meanwhile, we get to have, a little conversation, a little bit of, some eye rolls in the booth, and I just get to be alone myself. I'm lucky my cat kept me company for just a little bit of that. I'm a little less lonely. Maybe I gotta get Skippy over here, because apparently she's everywhere.
She really does enhance just about any situation she's in. It's pretty funny. Okay, so let's break down this first half. The 14-7 Desperados, but really the 14 unanswered points from Tulsa. They had to fight for those points. Defensively, Fort Worth and Tulsa have been all over the tackles for loss. They've forced the quarterbacks to play ball. And to the quarterback's credit, both Dunhill and JQ have so far.
Yeah, absolutely. But one other thing before we get to talking about Dunhill, everything, the main thing that I think is really key for this game, especially, is the third down percentage. Right now, Tulsa, about 5 of 6 on third downs this evening, while Fort Worth is struggling at the moment on offense, 1 of 4. It is impeccable how Tulsa's defense is taking Fort Worth's typical style of game plan on defense, which is stopping people on third down and shoving it right back in their face and saying, you know what, we've learned, we're done being this winless team. We see a challenge, we're going to take it down and really start pushing forward to maybe catch up to Minnesota here in the Central Division, whereas the Toros right now lead a very tumultuous South Division with Alamo City nipping at their heels. And back to your point quickly on Dunhill, the tenacity of Marcus Dunhill, and frankly, both quarterbacks tonight sitting in the pocket with immense amount of pressure from both of these defense and making some solid throws and crazy decisions. Dunhill, I'm like, Dunhill, come on, man. Come on. Use that wine bottle of yours. Come on. One head is all you needed, bud.
I love it. It's not just a matter of they haven't been under an immense amount of pressure every play. It's been timely blitzes by the defense really on crucial downs, because the offensive lines for both these teams have played remarkably well, setting up screens, setting up blocks, and talk about blocks, the wide receivers on both teams getting involved to spring the running backs.
Yeah, absolutely. We look at Tulsa, for example. Hugh, Manning, Bandit, and Songo all have receptions. Bandit, Manning, and Humo have multiple receptions, really being involved. And of course, you can't stop talking about, you were talking earlier about the fullbacks getting involved. Bizarre already with 3 receptions, just 7 yards, but it just shows that Q is comfortable tonight. He is comfortable here at home in Lucy Red Stadium, and he is able to find his receivers. Meanwhile, only 3 receivers for Marcus Dunhill have had a reception, and only 4 have been targeted, that being Hacker, Stevens, Garrett, and the halfback Bacon. But Bacon's done his damage, of course, on the ground, which has been he's just been sizzling tonight. And the only reason why they find themselves down is because they haven't been able to convert on timely downs. You take a look at a 3rd and short situation where Bacon was destroyed by Tony Roberto, which set up a 4th down punting situation. This Tulsa defense is not letting the easy stuff go by them. They have really dialed it in to stop a dangerous running back when it counts.
And you took the word right out of my mouth. Sizzling is what Bacon's been doing in a lot of those situations. But you also talk about comfortability, and let's transition a little bit and talk about the comfortability of some of these division leaders. And of the divisions in the SFL, what I want to ask you is give me 1 or 2, whatever floats your boat. of what division leaders still have convincing to do of the general SFL community that they are not a flash in the pan, and they are, in fact, for real in this new era.
Well, I mean, right now you could take a look at our current OA team right now in Fort Worth and say, well, they seem to be struggling here against Tulsa, a winless team. And you could say, are they going to be able to keep pace with the artillery? Because if they don't win, they drop out of first place and go right in front of Houston into number 2 with the tiebreaker, I do believe. And then he almost said he jumps into first place. So a win needs for them, keeps pace with the Joneses, if you don't mind me saying so. But I think the team that really has sprung up on everyone's radar as far as where has this team come from, are they legit, and that is Seattle. Have done a very impressive job beating Arizona last week and, of course, continuing the momentum here this week. They are 3-1 going into week 5, and they really have a test of a match coming up in 2 weeks' time versus Alamo City. They're on a bye week in week 5, but they have got to maintain that momentum of winning, because it's been Vancouver's division ever since the Pacific Division has from inception of the Pacific Division.
Yeah.
Can they maintain that momentum? Can they nemesis and maybe their way to some more victories?
I love it. Yeah, it's really been a division that has not had a lot of drama last few seasons, with the exception of maybe last season, where Portland really put a foot in the ground up until the last couple of games. That said, I mean, seeing a team like Seattle spring up, presumably from the ashes, because nobody really expected them to be in the spot, has been a real nice revelation for the Pacific Division and those that follow the Pacific in the SFL. So very good work, and hopefully they can continue their rise and don't plateau too soon. Going on the other side of the spectrum, I know Atlanta does not have a win. We talked about Tulsa and the fact that they're playing right now and they're leading at the start of the second half. Give me your winless team, and let's expand it a little bit. Maybe even a 1-win team that you have your eye on that can really turn it around going forward.
I mean, for me, it has to be Atlanta right now.
Okay.
Unfortunately for Mexico City, it's just a lot of turmoil right now going on with Phoenix Jones all of a sudden leaving the team. Menefield comes in, and then just something to me right now says it's not going to be Mexico City's season. And I did say over on my personal show, or otherwise known as Nobody Ever Tells Me Anything, aka Netma.
Shameless plug.
I'm sure, I'm sure I'm going to be owing the league some monetary compensation for plugging my show. Regardless, that'll come later. But I did say Mexico City would probably win that division. Unfortunately, I'm having to eat my words, eat crow. It's not going to happen, unfortunately. But back to my point on Atlanta, we saw them in week 2's Monday night game. They just didn't really look all themselves. All of a sudden, they come out in week 3 and give us a little bit better impersonation of themselves on the road versus Florida. Most points they've had all season in 28. If it wasn't against Florida, they'd really have a shot at maybe winning that game. So I think Atlanta's got something figured out. This bye week that they've been on for week 4 will help them as they go into playing their next opponent, and that's going to be Carolina back at the Hive. So I think now with 2 games here at home, they have Carolina in week 5, Motor City week 6. I think those are 2 winnable games for Atlantis to maybe springboard them back on track.
Yeah, I like it. Atlanta definitely not dead, and quite frankly, nobody really is. It's early in the season still. We're getting into week 5. This last game, week 4, and there are teams that have already had their bye week, had one of their 2 bye weeks. So, a lot of football yet to be played, and a lot of things yet to be figured out in this new era of the Simulation Football League. But one thing we have figured out: Tulsa is on their game tonight. They have a 14-7 lead over the unbeaten Fort Worth Toros as we get back to the second half here in fairly short order. It's the Monday Night Spectacular for Tyler Falk. I'm Chris Curtis. This has been the APM Music Halftime Report.
Welcome back to Lucy Red Stadium. Start of the second half here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Beautiful night for football. Gabriel Manning gets us started here in the second half past the 30 to the 34-yard line. That's where Tulsa will start things off. Thank you, Tyler and Curtis, for that halftime look around the league and look at this first half. It was honestly one of the best first halves I've seen all season, Curtis. It was both teams just looked great.
Yeah, balance. Both teams had it on offense. Both teams made plays on defense. I mean, this 14-7, it could have been a lot more lopsided had the defenses not made plays. We could be looking at a shootout here. Instead, it's the most defensive 14-7 game I've seen so far.
9:56 to go in the third. Q fires it outside. Manning wide. How is he so open? Somebody's got to cover this guy his third catch.
One of the better route runners in the league. That's the reason right there. He finds holes in the defense, and him and JQ are on some kind of special page together too. This out route, it looks pretty ordinary, but it's the quick pivot step and it's the commitment to the fake that instead of going on a 9 route up the left side, he then puts his foot in the ground, moves left towards the sideline. That's gorgeous from Manning, and there's a reason why he's as open as he is.
Q has 17 completions. 5 different receivers have at least 3 catches, which is like almost impossible to do. 9:25 to go in the third. Q back to pass once more. He'll dump it off to Brown. That pass is caught at midfield. Brown picks up 4, but he continues to take shots over the middle. It's his 5th grab of the night.
Well, he's keeping the defense honest, too, because instead of going downfield every other play or every play, he's utilizing the short routes, utilizing his checkdowns. He's making smart decisions with the football, and I love to see that from Q. He's keeping Fort Worth honest.
8 in the box. Q going to throw again. There is a flag. May have come out of the backfield.
Yeah.
Not so sure about this one. Let's see.
It looks like a hold. Yeah, that's thinking on the right side of JQ there from right. The rusher had the offensive lineman beat, and unfortunately just could not get it done. It's defensive. I'm sorry. They got the lineman for interesting.
Yeah, they got Sonny Sky on the. Must have grabbed a receiver as they were coming out of their break. So a defensive holding actually gives Tulsa the ball on the Fort Worth side of the field. 2 receivers short side right. That's where they run Douglas Brown. Brown picks up a block and a half. DJ couldn't hold it. Brown picks up 4. He's got 40 yards on 13 carries.
Yeah, it's not been a very efficient day for Douglas Brown, but it's been okay. He's been good enough in that run game, and he's got some scores to prove it. Not a ton of yards, not a huge run yet so far, but he's been okay.
Q short side, nearly intercepted. Delaney Nash had to reach back for it to deflect it, but gets the 5th incompletion on JQ all the same.
And Nash makes that play happen. He's got one eye on the quarterback, one eye on his receiver. His receiver's running an out route. He knows where his receiver is heading, so he looks at the quarterback to see if the ball's coming his way. Great job jumping it.
There have been 4 pass deflections in this game. Delaney Nash has 3 of them. 3rd down and 6. At the Fort Worth 40 outside of field goal range. Q to throw. Q short. Brown. He got it. Tapped the football over the line. So they say. First down, Tulsa.
We shall see. I'm not a big fan of this spot. And it's kind of what I thought. Fort Worth sideline challenging it.
Let's take a retroactive look at that play presented by Retroid. Get your SFL console at goretroid.com. We're thinking there's some shenanigans from this officiating crew with the spot of this football. Let's see. Does he reaches out? Let's get another look on the other angle.
I think he's got that.
Watch this.
Oh no!
I saw the reach, but I didn't see the line, and he's short.
Yeah, he's short, and his knee is down before he even starts the reach. There's no way. Oh yeah, okay. That was first down originally. Yep.
Wow. I wish you were that happy when I walked into a room. And you were very surprised.
I was. I thought for sure I thought for sure that they had turned that from a 4th down into a 1st down. So I just was not in my wits end about that. So
Tulsa wants to shove that challenge back to Texas. 4th and inches. The offense stays on the field. Just 3 down linemen for Fort Worth. They're going to send the house, and Tulsa's pass is dumped off to Lazar's Bazaar, and they stop him. Fort Worth gets a 4th down and inches stop.
And look who's on the receiving end of it, or look who's on the playmaking end of this. It's Delaney Nash. He's all over the fullback. He's like, hey, there's no one covering him. There's no one covering him. Okay, fine, I'll do it. He gets over and takes down Lars before he can get to the first down marker. And that was a gamble from Tulsa. This time it did not pay off.
8:14 to go in the third. It's still 14-7. But we've seen over 150 yards of offense from both teams. In Tulsa's case, nearly 250 as they dump a screen off to Bacon and it loses 3 yards. And now, Curtis, what I'm starting to see out of this third quarter is a lot of similar plays from both offenses, and the defenses are ready for them. Got to mix it up here.
Yeah, definitely halftime talks in the locker room saying, hey, they're doing the same thing to us every single play. Get out there and stop it. You know it's coming. And so far, at least early on in this third quarter, both teams have done that.
2nd and 13. Bringing Roberto off the left side. Dunhill throws that way and completes a long ball for 5 yards to Stephen Hacker with his second catch.
Well, throwing across his body. We've seen quarterbacks have pretty decent success doing that this week. But in this case, not a ton of open field. Hacker makes the play and at least gets him something.
And look here on 3rd and 8. Dunhill, play fake, roll to the left. That's something new tonight. Deep down the field, caught, first down. Cade Stevens with his 3rd reception, and Fort Worth's drive stays alive.
And just when you think you've seen what Fort Worth is bringing tonight, they add a new wrinkle to the panel, and that is Marcus Dunhill on a roll, finds Cade Stevens over the middle, running across the formation. Another perfectly placed ball from Dunhill. He is in fuego all night tonight, and he continues it here.
7 minutes to go in the third. Fort Worth on the move. Their opening possession of the third quarter. Handoff, Jay-Z. Look at the blocks. Jay-Z didn't get touched until 15 yards down the field. First down, Fort Worth. His easiest run of the night.
Yeah, easiest and one of his most effective as well. And that puts a little bit of a scare into Tulsa's second level, as there were 4 Tulsa Desperados that had a chance to get down to him before he got touched, and nobody could touch him. Good work from Bacon, and he's closing in on the century mark.
There's Bacon's updated numbers. 6.5 left in the third. 14-7 Tulsa. 7 in the box for the Desperados. Just on the outskirts of field goal range, Jay-Z Bacon cuts it back from left to right. Jay-Z is in the open field, and he's got a touchdown. What tenacity.
What a run from Jay-Z Bacon, and the patience that he displayed on this. He's got 7 in the box defensively that are looking to take him down as Tulsa sees run, and they run it down their throat anyway. Talking about Fort Worth, 2 broken tackles from Bacon, realizing when he's going to be touched. Great reads to get himself to a spot where there's no safety help to get him towards the sideline. That's awesome from Fort Worth and their run game. They've had really good runs sprung by teammates all night long, and another one here.
Travis Arthur has been really great tonight for Tulsa. Tied for the team lead in tackles, but he over pursued on that one. Took himself totally out of the play. No safety help. Bacon took advantage. 5 plays, 63-yard drive, 14-14 now, 6:16 to go in the third here at Lucy Red Stadium in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Visit Lucy Red Energy Drink at lucyred.com and see why the energy is amazing.
This crowd's full of Lucy Red right at the moment. They've been loud all night long, and now their offense getting out on the field.
Manning from 5 yards deep in his end zone with some confidence, trying to take that one to the house. Gets it up to the 27-yard line, can't cut it outside. So back to Q, 20 of 25 for 200 yards and 2 touchdowns.
He's been nasty. He's been absolutely nasty. What is that, 80% completion for him so far? He's been really good all throughout, and you give he's got a lot of receivers involved in this game. The fullback, both tight ends, all 3 wide receivers have been all over the field catching dimes that come from Q on all parts of the field. So he's been good, but more importantly, he's been keeping Fort Worth guessing on defense, and I want to see what bag of tricks he's pulling out.
1st and 10 on the 27. Bandit goes in motion. Q fires it, intercepted. Threw it right to the rookie Sunny Sky with the interception and going the other way. The first blemish for Q tonight.
First blemish for either quarterback, but Sunny Sky makes a wonderful play on this, goes back into coverage. He's in a zone there. Good job disguising the zone as man for the first couple of seconds, but he's got his eyes on Q the entire way. That ball going over the middle where Q has had a lot of success tonight, and Sunny Sky says absolutely not again, and it makes the play. Tulsa with their backs up against the wall. Fort Worth looking to put on some unanswered points here.
It looked like Bandit had a choice route there. He went right. Q thought he was going left. He threw it right to Sky. Now screen out to Bacon. Bacon gets a block. Bacon inside the 30, got a first down to the 20 inside the 25-yard line.
That defender took a leap of faith trying to knock Bacon out of bounds. He had the 5 yards into the white chalk on the sideline. You'll see it here. I didn't catch the number on that bust, but whoop.
Oh, Roberto. Come on, Roberto. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, I love it. Roberto, we love you, but that's fantastic.
As if it was snowing on the highway and a semi lost control. 5:45 to go in the third. Off the Bacon screen. Handoff Jay-Z. Jay-Z wrapped up from behind. That's Jaden Swift catching him, the defensive tackle from behind. Fort Worth with the momentum. Tulsa needs an answer.
They do, and they've got themselves at least a 5-yard stop here, and they could really use a job to get to third down. Fort Worth has not been good on third downs, just 2 for 5 so far, and Tulsa needs a couple of plays in a row.
Tyler Falk, my people need me, to the Roberto run. Dunhill back to pass, fires it into wow, tight coverage. Philadelphia Collins blanketing that receiver. Incomplete pass, just the second of the night for Marcus, 3rd and 5.
They say a receiver and a linebacker is a mismatch, but Collins did not get that memo, apparently. He was absolutely all over him, like you alluded to. Great work. And now a 3rd and 5. Fort Worth, their third downs have been abysmal so far.
2 for 5, although they did convert their first one of the third quarter. Blitz from Tulsa, pass incomplete. That is just terrific coverage by Travis Arthur over the middle of the field. Left him on an island. He delivers. Fort Worth will have to kick.
Yeah, that's a win from Tulsa coming off the turnover, holding the Fort Worth Toros, one of the better offensive teams in this league, to 3 points in a very pivotal situation. Awesome defensive play.
Field goal from Amelia Rose is good. 17-14. Fort Worth takes the lead. 5-play drive, but just 14 yards as Tulsa's defense comes up with a stop off of JQ's first turnover of the evening.
And stops a string of pretty clean football by both of these teams, Q and Dunhill, up until that point. No turnovers. No, there wasn't even a lot of close interceptions other than one apiece early in the first quarter. So good. Short memory needed for JQ as he gets the ball back.
From the 1, Manning on the return. Manning breaks a tackle past the 30 to 34. He almost got loose.
That was close. I think that was Remington James on the special teams play who had him by the ankle and would not let go. Otherwise, I think Gabriel Manning is still running at the very end of that play. Right here.
Oh, look at Rose with the tackle.
That was Rose? Okay.
Yeah. Way to go, Amelia.
Manning's hearing it on the sidelines right now. I can guarantee you that.
Oh, dude, it's brutal, man. You get tackled by a kicker, you trot to that sideline, and they say, "What do you got, jeans on?" 1st and 10 at the 34. JQ back to pass. He dumps it off to Brown. Brown Picks of 6. Brown having some trouble with his footwork. Gets his 7th catch of the night. Stays ahead of the sticks.
Yeah, he does. Keeps him on schedule at the very least, so that's something for Brown. But if he wants that back for sure. His footwork just was not on the same page as his hands there.
Still more receiving than rushing yards tonight, but they're using Brown in a variety of ways. Split backs here on 2nd down and 4. They'll hand it off to Brown. Brown is near a first down to set up a 3rd down and 1. Tulsa's offense just a little vanilla. Fort Worth has shown us a little bit more offensively in the 3rd quarter, but Tulsa's still electing not to mix it up.
Yeah, not yet, at least, and Fort Worth is making them pay for it.
3rd and short. Can they get the first down? Brown breaks it. Oh, what a block! Oh my gosh! He got blown out of his shoes. First down.
Apparently, it is the Tulsa Pancake House, and everyone's invited. 1st and 10. Brown's the beneficiary, and Tulsa keeps the drive alive.
Dang! You know what that looked like? That looked like the hit that Brett Killian and Jay Ballmer had in the flag football game at the convention.
Yeah.
That was the same thing. Total collision. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Q to pass. Wow, Brown with a catch, but I thought Remington James was going to jump it and pick it off. They're all over that route on 1st down. Q's got to be real careful.
He's got to be careful, and they got to mix it up on the Tulsa sideline here. I'm not liking you called it vanilla earlier. That's exactly what it's been. Everything's been 5 yards or fewer in the play design. Let's open it up.
Q is going to open it up here. He'll fire it down the middle. Caught by Sango. 1st down to the Fort Worth 40-yard line.
And yeah, Sango looking at Q, finds the football, but I will say that the linebacker, if he looks back at the football, he's probably got either a pick or a pass deflection here. He's watching Sango the entire way as that ball's headed towards him instead of looking where the football is.
Nash did a nice job initially bumping him off the route. Sango stays composed. Sango's 2nd catch of the night for 27 yards. Q back to pass. The screen is covered, so instead he's going to go deep, and that pass is incomplete. Fort Worth sniffing out that 1st down offense. Will set up a 2nd and 10 on Q's 7th incompletion.
Yeah, his 7th incompletion. That one was a bit of a dangerous ball. Would have effectively been an arm punt from there. But either way, the screen being covered kind of limits his opportunities to make a positive play. Good job by the Fort Worth defense to read it.
Would have lost a ton of momentum, though, with back-to-back picks. Q lucky there. Blitz from Fort Worth. Pass caught by Manning. Manning's got a 1st down down to the 28-yard line. He's heating up. Catch number 4.
Yeah, no imagination here. Gabriel Manning had probably the best out route in the SFL. He's got it here. The commitment. Yeah, cool. That was a corner. You're right. But the out routes, the corners, him going towards the sideline, he will commit himself to whatever route he is running every time down the field, and I love it.
He's just such a monster over the middle of the field because it doesn't matter if you put 1 or 2 guys on him. He's going to go get it. That can definitely tell Fort Worth is shading. 1st and 10, 2:25 to go. Toss play out to Brown, and Douglas Brown is quickly met by Ben Stone, his 7th wrap-up of the night. Nice open field tackle.
And getting to the running back has been the message clearly on the defensive sideline for Fort Worth, making sure that they wrap up their open field tackles, making sure that they don't need more than one person to make those tackles, and Douglas Brown has not been able to break out because of it.
Brown 3 yards per carry tonight. Play fake. Q rolling to his right. Q fires deep. There's a PI at about the 6-yard line.
That hurts.
It's on Nash, who's got 4 pass deflections tonight. Let's get another look at it.
Yeah, it hurts if you're Fort Worth because you've done everything right to this point on this drive. And definitely early before that ball gets there.
Yeah, on that first replay, I wasn't so sure, but yeah, Nash got a little bit too antsy there to try and make a big hit and a big play, and pays the price. Now Tulsa's got a 1st and goal inside the 5. We'll check their goal line offense.
Yeah, you know what kills me is that Nash had a better chance at getting the football than he did the player there.
1st and goal at the 5. 10 in the or 9 in the box for Fort Worth. They flip it out to Lars Bazaar. Bazaar pushing down to the 2-yard line. Aiden Davis holding on for dear life.
Lars steamrolled over Aiden Davis there to be able to take a couple more yards. He never touched the ground as he just rolls his body over the corpse that is Aiden Davis on the ground.
He looked like he was on one of those chair swing rides at the carnival where it's just like, oh my gosh, please don't send me into the river. Handoff, Brown, nothing! No gain on the play. Wrapped up by J.L. Browning, who shut the door. 3rd and goal.
Yeah, now it's a limited play selection here. If you were Tulsa, chances are good that Q is going to put this in the air on 3rd down, like they've learned nothing from the Seahawks in another league from a few years ago. But either way, this looks like it should be a throw.
3rd and goal. Q to pass in the end zone. Touchdown! Gabriel Manning gets behind the defense. That's why you pay the man. His 5th catch, and Tulsa takes the lead.
That is a great throw from Q.
Wow.
The height on Gabriel Manning as well helped out with that. He puts it over the head of the 2 defenders, and the timing is impeccable just before he gets to the back of the end zone. There's about a second window there. If he misses the window, then Gabriel Manning's out of the back of the end zone there.
That was all Q. I mean, when he threw that ball, Manning was not open, and Q leads him to the back of the end zone, knowing full well that Gabriel Manning has the height and the arm length, right, to get up there and make that play. That was knowing your receiver right there from JQ.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Tulsa survives a bit of a scare in the 3rd quarter. They throw an interception, give up a touchdown, hold them to a field goal, trail by 3, and they've trailed by 7 as well. Earlier in the game, 7-0. So twice, Tulsa has now erased deficits in 3 quarters. Fort Worth, not great field position here, will start from the 17.
And now Fort Worth's time to answer. Marcus Dunhill, who still remains hot in this game, now gets a chance to bring his team back again.
Stevens going to go in motion. 48 yards on 3 catches for Stevens. Robert Garrett Jr. just 1 target, no catches tonight.
Watch the
blocks, unbelievable. Jay-Z's got 1 man to beat and wrapped up out of bounds by Marco Swift. The blocking, outstanding.
When Marco Swift has as many tackles as he does, it becomes a bit of an issue there. Great job again by the receivers and the tight ends for Fort Worth to spring Bacon towards the sideline. They've been able to do that on a couple of occasions tonight, and he's been real good because of it closing in on 150 yards. There you go.
18 for 164, one of the best backs in the SFL. But Fort Worth is trailing, 35 seconds to go in the 3rd. Toss out, Bacon tired. That goes to the backup, loss of 1.
Yeah, and Bacon's been running all over the field, so that does not surprise me. But I think if a better play there would have been to air it out, maybe not go deep, but get something in the mid-range game if you're Marcus Dunhill. So I don't like the sideline call on that 1st down play.
Or give Aaron a look, too. Aaron Alexander been pretty quiet in that backfield tonight. Split backs, Dunhill back to pass. Dunhill pump fake. He's got pressure. Dunhill hit. Oh, it's caught by the Cowboy. 15, 10, 5. Yeah! Touchdown, Fort Worth with 1 second to go in the 3rd quarter.
And Marcus Dunhill took a massive hit in the backfield off of this play. Hopefully we get a chance to see it. But he delivered a dot to Robert Garrett Jr., passed him open, and boom, he got crunched. Loving it from Marcus Dunhill. He is been on point all day today, and Robert Garrett Jr. I believe was his first catch, and he takes it to the house.
To stand in the pocket and look down the barrel of that sack coming, right? That's crazy. I mean, talk about ice in your veins. Dunhill, 12 of 15, a $141, and a touchdown with a QBR of 128. Q's got a QBR of 114. What a ball game.
Even with the interception of the 114 QBR, that's nasty.
Yeah.
49 yards from Robert Garrett Jr.
Man, great job, Ron Haynes, Hank Earl Troll, and the stats truck, getting the collection of stats. Oh, my goodness, that was amazing. That is the end of the third quarter of play. Gabriel Manning takes the knee, and Fort Worth takes the lead, 24-21. Chris Curtis going to read us our rights. Do we ever get tired? Never of Curtis speaking to us. Back in a minute.
This presentation of the Simulation Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
Start of the
Done
fourth.
tripped over my words there.
You know, people at home may not appreciate that, but that's as a producer, that's really funny. Start of the fourth, 24-21. Hank Earl Troll, Ron Haynes, Chris Curtis, Cameron Irvine with you here to start the fourth quarter of play. 2nd down and 4 off of Brown's 6-yard run, which ties his longest of the night.
Yeah, it's been more of volume versus quality for Douglas Brown on the running game. And JQ, I think, is going to have to get to the point where he decides to open it up. That's where this is headed.
And off Brown, trying to get away. E.K. Vinson with the takedown. The 5th different player tonight with a TFL for Fort Worth. Now it's 3rd and 6.
And now Fort Worth with a chance to make a play to keep the momentum on their side. After the Robert Garrett Jr. touchdown, a quick 3-and-out defensively would be gorgeous for them.
Q down the field, caught by Hume, beats Davis 40, 30, 25, 20, and out of bounds at the 17-yard line. DJ Hume over 100 yards.
And that puts a kibosh to the quick momentum secure by Fort Worth. DJ Hume, great job after he catches the football, realizing that he can cut it to the outside as Davis tries to cut inside to cut him off. Didn't work. Tons of open field in front. 1st and 10 in the red zone for Tulsa again.
Tulsa now 7 for 10 on 3rd down tonight. 348 to 313 is your total yards of offense. And it's not like it's 45 to 40. I mean, we've still got a pretty close low-scoring game going on. We're still hitting the under right now. I almost jinxed it as DJ Bandit could not come up with that one. Delaney Nash again on the stop. If Fort Worth wins today's game, he's their MVP.
100% agree. And he's been all over the field on each side, towards each sideline. He's been finding the ball. His pursuit to the ball, no matter where it is, has been fantastic, regardless of who has it.
2nd and 10 for Q, 27 to 35, 292. It was a 55-yard completion. Thank you, Ron, to DJ Hume. Bizarre goes in motion to the right. They pitch it that way, but just the blocks just cannot hold. There's Douglas Brown, wrapped up by Delaney Nash. Will put Tulsa in 3rd down, but JQ says that is just fine with me.
Yeah, no problem. He's been pretty good on 3rd down throughout. They're rocking it right now, 8 for 10. They're 80% on 3rd down. That's something that Fort Worth needs to focus on.
3rd and 9, they need the 9. JQ, clean pocket, end zone, knocked away. Ben Stone with his first pass deflection. They'll hold for a field goal and a potential tie.
Yeah, they'll take the tie at this point, but Ben Stone doing his best Delaney Nash impression, talking about the safeties over the top. Good work from him, and now a chance for Tulsa to get this game even, and then we are no closer to picking a winner with 8 minutes left in this 4th quarter.
If the Rick meter was here tonight, that thing would be smoking.
It'd be even for sure.
He wouldn't know what to do. Tie game at 24. 7 plays, 61-yard drive for Tulsa. As Brooke Brown puts in her first field goal of the night.
Loving it. Loving it. This game has been fantastic from the onset. Opening kick. It's been competitive. Both teams seemingly running a very similar offense, and both defenses have made plays against said offenses. And it's not like we're looking at a 7-7 game. There's been scores on each side, just putting the ball in the hands of their playmakers.
And this is why you don't flex games on Monday night too early in the schedule. You just never know what you're going to get each night. Charlie Baker on a mission. Baker past the 30 to the 36-yard line. He was shot out of a cannon.
Yeah, the speed from Baker there was awesome. Finally, it found a route. No one touched him for the first 20 to 25 yards of this return. And the first time they did, they brought him down. But that's a great job from him navigating the seas in front of him, ended up between the hash marks in the middle of the field. Great work from Baker.
When I play football, that's how fast I think I run.
That's how fast I think I run with new shoes.
The evidence proves otherwise, but that's how fast it feels.
Unfortunately, as an adult, no one cares how fast you run in new shoes.
Yeah, that's true. 1st and 10 at the 30. So I definitely don't. 8:09 to go in the fourth quarter. Tie game at 24. Bacon is stood up, dropped for no gain officially. David Ware, who's been a little quiet recently, makes the stop to set up 2nd and 10. APM Music is unrivaled music. Bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and to find the perfect tracks for your projects, visit apmmusic.com. Marcus Dunhill's pass is complete past the 40, the 41-yard line. That's Stevens to set up a – check that. That is Cade Stevens to set up a 3rd down and 5. By the way, just shy of 100 viewers on this game. This game deserves to be in triple digits right now. Tell your friends, get them in here, watch a great football game at the end of the fourth quarter. Dunhill to pass, 3rd down. That pass is incomplete. Oh, almost caught on the ground. He almost grabbed it. Stephen Hacker, that would have been the catch for the ages. Pass was broken up by Heslip, and Fort Worth will have to punt it away.
Fort Worth's going to have to punt this for sure, but the blitzing linebackers, they sent the house at Marcus Dunhill there. The play was made defensively. Great job in the secondary. Realizing where that ball's going, but Stephen Hacker would have had the catch of the year.
Oh, that would have been crazy. Punt is away. Tulsa now with a little bit more momentum on their side. Manning gets the ball up to the 25-yard line. Decent starting field position for Tulsa. Brown, 55 yards on 20 carries. Fort Worth's run defense, spectacular. But Q has had his way. 27 to 36, 292. QBR still hovering around 114. What will Tulsa do here in a tie game at home? Anybody's game. 4-3 look for Fort Worth. They drop everybody. Q's pass. Caught by Bandit. Bandit had to come back to it and is only credited for 2 yards on the reception. 2nd and 8.
Yeah, forward progress just from where he caught it, unfortunately for him. But good open field tackle. Good job staying with his man. Even the big tight end has to go down. And the bigger they are, the harder they fall sometimes. And that's exactly what happened. Good catch. Good job at least securing the ball, not fumbling it.
Jack's data may have underestimated Tulsa tonight, but their over-under is ridiculous. 51.5, 48 points on the board. A field goal or a touchdown separates that over-under with 6:38 to go. JQ's pass down the middle, caught. 1st down, it's Bandit again. Sure hands, his 5th catch of the night.
He was catching that football as he got hit. That wasn't even just the hit came right after. They about hit at the same time, right there. That's awesome from Bandit to hold on to that football, and good job by the linebacker to secure the tackle, but not before he gets the first.
Delaney Nash with another wrap-up, and this is crazy. 4 different players for Tulsa now have at least 5 receptions. 1st and 10 at the 36. Flip out Brown. Brown past the 35-40. Brown untouched past midfield before Remington James ushers him out of bounds. 1st down, Tulsa.
And this time, Douglas Brown finally finds a way to get through the first level and out to the edge. He had some success with that in the first quarter, getting to the edge of the defensive end, sealing that edge and getting around the corner. That's been big for him, at least in that first quarter. First time we've seen that really in the second half for Douglas Brown.
Tyler Fogg with a great point. That Manning block just shoved the guy clear out of the picture. Brown finally has a run of over 10 yards in the ball game. 5:50 left, 24-24. Q back to pass. Q checks it down. Nothing was open down the field, and Brown loses a yard. TFL for E.K. Vincent is second.
Yeah, Vincent and the rest of the linebackers for Fort Worth are really putting their foot in the ground, and the open field tackles, the one-on-ones, have been going Fort Worth's way and not getting broken by Tulsa.
3 receivers, 2 backs. Linebackers shuffling around for Fort Worth, staying in the zone. Q, clean pocket. Q down the field. Manning, one-handed catch down to the 30, the 28-yard line. First down. Manning approaches 100 yards. That is your nice hands catch of the game. Brought to you by Retroid. Put a Retroid handheld in your hands and play the only video game with your player in it. SFL 4K23.
More accurately, the nice hand catch of the game. And Gabriel Manning looks like he's got a mitt as he catches that football, brings that one in. That's just showing off. Talking about one of the top receivers in this league and a Hall of Famer.
Manning up to 75. What a drive here from Tulsa to try and take the lead under 5 minutes to go. Q back to pass. Again has to check it down to Brown. Brown turns the corner. Gets 7 out of that on his 10th catch of the night. That may be a new running back in this era for, a new record in this era for running backs out of the backfield.
Yeah, he's been good in the receiving game. He hasn't had a lot of yards after catch in this game, but he got a good corner there as he grabbed the ball, was able to turn the corner and take the defender for a bit of a ride towards the sideline.
Handoff Brown. Brown is I don't know about that. That may be a retrospective look coming up.
Yeah, I may be legally blind, but I'm pretty sure I saw that one accurately.
No, where's the challenge? Are you kidding me?
Not yet. Well,
Fort Worth holding on to their timeouts, though, too. That's important with 4 minutes left in this game. They're going to let it go. Q down the field, incomplete. Trust in their defense. That's why you let it go. Bandit was the intended target.
Hold on to that moment in this game where they decide not to challenge the first down spot. But if Tulsa gets a touchdown out of this, then I think Fort Worth may be kicking themselves a little bit.
2 receivers near side right. They've run a toss. Well, no, they're going to flip it here. Hume is going to go all the way across the formation. Followed by Leach, who has 6 tackles. 4:06 left in a tie game at 24. Here on your Week 4 Monday Night Spectacular. They do still run it that way. And Brown is picked up and thrown down by Delaney Nash.
I think Nash got into the stash of Lucy Red that's in somewhere in this stadium before this game. He has been all over the place. Lucy Red shenanigans, is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Tulsa, 8 of 11 on 3rd down. 3rd and 9. 3:40 to go. Q to pass. Q, end zone, knocked away. Back-to-back drives. Fort Worth with a pass deflection in the end zone. It's Nash.
And that's a 5-pack of pass deflects from Delaney Nash in this game.
Gracious.
He's been all over the place. 13 instances of Delaney Nash stopping the play in some way, shape, or form in this contest. He has been the MVP, even in a losing effort. If they end up losing this, I'd say he's still my player of the game at this point.
7 tackles, 5 pass deflections, a tackle for loss. If we're being fair, that should have been picked off. Went right to Nash, and he couldn't squeeze it. Brooke Brown to put Tulsa ahead. That field goal is good. 3:33 left. We are just under the under. 51 points, 51.5 on the board. Tulsa has a 3-point lead, trying to knock off Fort Worth, and if they do, through 4 weeks in the season, we will have just 2 unbeatens. Alamo City and Florida. And if Tulsa wins, we'd only have 2 winless teams, Atlanta and Mexico City. But still plenty of time to go here as Fort Worth tries to stay unbeaten. Charlie Baker breaks a tackle, breaks another. Charlie Baker past the 40. Brown gonna try and seal the corner. Brown cannot. Charlie Baker, touchdown. Fort Worth, you gotta be kidding me. What is happening?
What a run. Charlie Baker, from the time he got this football, was dancing around, making defenders miss, moving left to right. He had 2 different juke moves to shake defenders, one right there and then one right here to get through, and then finally took the edge. Nobody could catch him on the back end as all of the coverage team went up the middle to try to get to him. Great job by the special teams unit for Fort Worth, and I'll say it for Cliff Allen. Yeah, special teams.
Hacker with the comment of the night in the chat. What every Tulsa fan is thinking right now. Charlie bit me. He bit me. That's top tier.
Hacker, that's beautiful. Nice work.
Amelia Rose on for the extra point. We hit the over. Tulsa nearly blocked that kick. And JQ is going to have another opportunity. One of the best passing games of the season. Q with 329. Trying to do it again.
And we got some mid-season drama here in Tulsa. Tulsa trying to work their way back into the Central Division. They can do that with a win. And then Fort Worth trying to stay unbeaten. They can do that by putting Tulsa down.
Curtis and Tyler Falk have your post-game reaction. There's no Access After Dark tonight, so hang out with us and recap things in a wild week 4 in Fort Worth and Tulsa. Man, this has been, if not the game of the week, you could even call it the game of the year so far. I mean, it's just been unbelievable football tonight. JQ, what's he got left in the tank? 3:17 left, 3 timeouts. Plenty of time for Tulsa. They'll start with a run to Douglas Brown, opposite side. Brown will break a tackle. Brown still on his feet. Douglas Brown, are you kidding me, to the 44?
I think he may have stepped out of bounds. If he did not, that's a fantastic run from Brown to stay in and stay on his feet through a couple of attempts.
Let's see. I think he's, yeah, he's in, baby.
Wow.
What a run.
Excellent from Brown.
That's how you put the pressure on the Toro defense there, because now Tulsa, I mean, really can take their time. They want to be the last team to score. They do not want to give Fort Worth the ball back. 2:48 to go. 1st and 10 of the 44. Q back to pass. Q looking for someone to get open. Q down the field. Caught. Gabriel Manning. He is unstoppable. If you give Q that much time, first down, Tulsa.
If you give Q that much time, you also give Manning that much time, and he has found that same spot to make 3 super athletic catches over the middle of the field. That is a 15-yard pass that has happened on several occasions tonight to the same man.
Tobias Gordon, you want to talk about a mismatch, trying to cover Gabriel Manning. And did you see him, Curtis? He was thinking Manning was going outside because he's been running those outs and those corners all game. And so he shaded outside. Manning cuts inside and gets the first down. Tobias, total mismatch there, trying to cover Gabriel Manning. We'll see if Q goes back to it. Q shuffles in the pocket, goes left side. That pass is interfered with, and it'll be a first down near the 20 for Tulsa. Michael Percoco, $10 super chat. Get the cream out of your eyes, Curtis.
Wouldn't make a difference anyway, my friend.
I want to say that to the officials. Let's see. Adam Leach. Man, that... well, he's kind of grabbing him. Kind of grabbing him there, Kurt. A little too
He's got
physical.
a hold of the jersey.
Yeah, got a hold of the jersey there.
Yep, his right hand across the shoulder of the receiver there. He's looking back at the football, which is points for him. But if you got a hand on the jersey as the ball's coming in, you don't give the receiver an equal chance at it. So that's an easy call.
Yeah, that was pretty physical there from Adam Leach. So instead, it's a first down of the 24-yard line, but Fort Worth doesn't give up any kind of touchdown. 2:07 left. They'll flip it out to Brown. Brown immediately hit in the backfield. Still going to churn forward and pick up 5. Aiden Davis on that swing ride again. Holding on for dear life. 2 minutes to go. What is going to happen here at Lucy Red Stadium tonight, the Monday night has been spectacular. 31-27 Fort Worth. This is the SFL presented by APM Music on YouTube.
Somebody put a jolt in Douglas Brown these last 2 drives. He's been off the chain. Every time he's had the ball, you kind of wonder what's going to happen.
Charlie
a
Baker
broken
too.
tackle at least. Charlie Baker too. Yeah, you're right.
Inside the 20. Q to pass. Q, end zone knocked away. Delaney Nash, get 2 hands on that sucker.
I feel like he's got clubs for hands right now. He's able to knock the ball down, but this man cannot squeeze a football to save his life.
Man's a whack-a-mole champion. This is it's crazy. I miss the carnival. I think that's the summary that I'm getting for tonight.
I love it.
3rd and 5, 1:57 to go in the 4th. Q drops it off left side. Oh, what a throw! What a throw to Gabriel Manning, low and away to the 8-yard line. The best throw of the night.
That was a changeup is what that was. Pardon the baseball reference, but this ball, if this is full speed, this is intercepted for sure. But he puts it low and away, like you mentioned, to Gabriel Manning, and just putting himself on the ground, knowing where that ball is headed. That's a receiver and a quarterback, like mentioned earlier. They are on the same page, and Manning knew where that ball was headed.
Manning's over 100. Hume is over 100. Brown's got 65 and a touch. 3:56 for JQ. Is coming out party. This is unbelievable. 1st and goal. Q dumps it. Oh, it hit Bazaar in the back of the head. Incomplete. He just didn't get his head around fast enough.
I could be wrong, but I think he was actually looking for Sango on that.
Yeah, and it might have hit Bazaar instead.
Yeah, exactly. Bazaar was just kind of in the way.
Yeah, I think you're right, Curtis. He was trying to hit Sango, bottom of that route. Unbelievable. 2nd and goal at the 7. Q again. Q, end zone knocked away, incomplete. Ben Stone on the coverage. They need a touchdown. Fort Worth has been locked down in the red zone in the 4th quarter.
They've been really, really good, and now they really need a stop here. 3rd and goal, and Tulsa has been very good on 3rd downs in this football game. 9 for 13.
We hit triple digits. Good job, SFL Nation. 3rd down and goal, 1:45 to go. Down 4, trips off the right. Q for the game. Oh, they throw a flag. They throw a flag at the goal line on Adam Leach. It's going to put it at the 1.
PI in the worst spot, and Leach called for the 2nd time on this drive. Unbelievable.
That's a tough pill to swallow right there. It was hard to see. I think they were looking for Manning. Very hard to see there. 1st and goal at the 1-yard line. 1:42 left. Can Fort Worth get a stop? Douglas Brown goes in motion out of the backfield. Q gonna throw. Q rolling around. Q trying to take off and run. He's sacked. A loss of 6 yards on the play. Adam Leach with the takedown.
You know what? If he's gonna have a PI in that spot,
that's right.
He at least will come up and make a defensive play and make up for it just a little bit. That's a good play by Adam Leach.
And Tulsa abandoning the run just a little bit, although it's been JQ's night. I don't mind them giving him all these looks because he's just been the hot hand. But man, Fort Worth secondary has been ridiculous inside the 10. Sango goes in motion. Tulsa got to find something in their bag of tricks. 1:06 to go in the 4th, 2nd and goal. Down 4, need a touchdown. Q, 3-step drop, fires a pass, incomplete. Looking for Manning, he was blanketed by Delaney Nash and Aiden Davis, 3rd and goal.
And Nash and Davis team up on Manning for what seems like the umpteenth time in this game, and they finally are able to get to the big man and keep the ball out of his hands. And now likely 2 more stops needed as they are definitely in 4-down territory or Tulsa.
Now that play call I don't much mind, Curtis. A fade to Manning in the back of the end zone. I mean,
yeah,
I can't blame him for that. That's just better coverage. 3rd and goal for Q. Looking for his 35th completion of the night to take the lead. Q looking, fires, incomplete. It's 4th and goal. Looking for Manning again. They just can't punch it in.
They can't, but part of the reason is they have abandoned the run game, like you said earlier. They've gone completely to the pass, and now Fort Worth knows this fourth down play is going to be a pass as well. Gabriel Manning may have been interfered with on that.
They could have called Leach again, honestly, for that one. Whoa, boy, would that have been dramatic. Two PIs that put the ball at the 1 yard line. Not to be. 4th and goal at the 7. Can Fort Worth hang on in improbable fashion? Q to throw. Q has to check it down, and that will be a stop, and Fort Worth is 1 first down away from holding on and winning this game.
I don't understand the thought process there. I really don't. Why? Panic. You got to fire to the end zone. There's no way he gets to the end zone from there, even if he makes the catch.
That's panic.
Yeah.
You just can't throw that. He's gone to the end zone 7-8 times in a row. Credit Fort Worth's defense. They come up with a stop. Now Tulsa has all 3 timeouts. They have to get off the field. J.Z. Bacon has got near a first down. This game is almost over. This is unbelievable. What a goal line stand by the Toros.
Yeah, they had 8 plays within the 10-yard line or fewer that they had to put a stop to, and they did it. That's Fort Worth's defense standing up, led by Delaney Nash as it has all night long.
Bacon got it. Bacon still on his feet. Don't go out of bounds, Jay-Z. Look at Jay-Z staying in bounds, wrapping the game up. And it's worth noting, right? This is the second goal line stand by a South team that's undefeated this week. Alamo City did it to Houston 4 straight times. First and goal inside the 2 yard line in that game.
Yeah.
And then Tulsa had a first and goal at the 1 off a PI and still couldn't get in. Now victory formation for Fort Worth. They're going to walk out of here 3-0, and Tulsa's just got to be sick.
Oh, man. It's hard to stomach this loss if you're Tulsa. You were so close on so many occasions, and to come up short in this spot in front of your home fans for your home opener for the season, and it's gonna be hard to get up and moving tomorrow.
Well, Tulsa's got something to work on in situation, right? You go inside the 10-yard line and you figure out what you can do better, because that was really the only blemish in Tulsa's game tonight, because they had to settle for 2 field goals late in this one and then got nothing on that third drive. I mean, that was the difference in the game, because they certainly had enough. Nearly 500 yards of offense tonight for Tulsa, and they still come up empty. 0-3, 31-27. What a stand from Fort Worth. Delaney Nash. What a ball game. Nash almost more passes defended than tackles, which is insane. We'll look at the final stats before we send it over for post with you and Tyler Falk to get Tyler's instant reactions to this, which I'm sure, it's going to be must-see TV. Fort Worth outgained 25-12 in first downs, 474 to 361 in total yards, yet they win the game anyway. Curtis, your first reactions.
First reactions are Fort Worth showed us why they, oh man. Yeah.
Six trips, 3 touchdowns. Just can't do it.
You can't, you have to be better efficient than that. The biggest thing that I'm taking away from this is that Fort Worth, when their backs were up against the wall, this team just made a believer out of me. This team, they find a way to win when all the chips are on the table. And that is the mark of a great team in this or any other league. That is great football from them defensively. It's great football from them offensively as well. J.Z. Bacon had a whale of a day. Marcus Dunhill continuing his prime Marcus performance. He looks better than he did when he was in Atlanta and won a title. So very good work from Fort Worth on all 3 phases. Charlie Baker putting this game away with a kickoff return for a touchdown that put Tulsa on the ropes, and then finally their defense doesn't.
Nash officially with 4 passes defended, but man, he's my play of the game. Total lockdown man. Tulsa falls just short in their home opener, 31-27. What a game. One of the best Monday night games that we have ever had. Let's throw it to the studios for the APM Music post-game report. Thank you, Ron Haynes, Hank Earl Troll on stats. I've been Cameron Irvine. Let's wrap this shindig up. What a game.
Man, oh man. Shenanigans in the PI department, and Fort Worth still holds on. Chris Curtis, Tyler Falk in the APM post-game wrap-up, and it's been a heck of a game, Tyler. Give me your instant reactions of that entire 5-minute span in the fourth quarter.
I was going to say, first off, Cam, you missed you missed the shenanigans plug to send us to the post-game show, but then you redeem yourself by not having us in the proper screen. I was sharing a pod with Curtis. I feel cramped.
Just a different kind of shenanigans, that's all.
Yeah, exactly.
It was roomier in your pod. Why is it roomier in your pod than it is in mine?
I don't know. I've got less people in my pod to begin with. So no, honestly, what a Monday night spectacular. The best game of this season so far. It was entertaining throughout. It was tight in the first half. It was explosive in the second half. The biggest thing for me, last 2 red zone trips combined for Tulsa. 10 plays, 1 field goal. 10 plays, 1 field goal, not a touchdown. It was mind-boggling. It was so, especially the last 7 plays, so one-dimensional. So predictable. They targeted Gabriel Manning 5 of the last 7 times. It was so just, you take a look at the PGI before the game, and to Philadelphia Collins, and to his credit, he put together a spectacular game plan, but the red zone game plan, that needs to be torn up, thrown out, gotten rid of, because yes, Gabe Manning's your player. Manning's your guy, but you need to give your other guys, like you've been preaching, a shot in the red zone, and not when they're running a comeback route out of the end zone back to your own end zone. Just mind-boggling. Just the one small blip that was just part of a spectacular game nonetheless. Delaney Nash with a spectacular defensive game, both in just pass deflections and just stopping the run as well. Defensive player of the game for me. Marcus Dunhill, it's wine bottle energy all the way from him. from him here on out. A spectacular game.
That's a different kind of Lucy Red.
Just a different kind of Lucy Red. But apart from the last goal line stands, JQ played phenomenal. Bacon was sizzling all game. I could go on and on and on about this game. If you're watching this on replay, on playback, you missed a good game live. You missed what every one of these people here in YouTube chat have just got to witness. What a fantastic night of football.
Back to Tulsa's red zone offense just for a moment, and then I'll drop it because I know that they're going to work on it. But you have to put Gabriel Manning, which is your highest paid player, one of the highest paid players in the league. You have to put him in positions to succeed. Utilize his height. Put him in jump ball situations. Treat him like defenders treated Calvin Johnson. And you're like put him in spots where he can only get the football. JQ had done it multiple times before that, and just their play calling let them down as far as that goes. So the something to work on for sure. And then Tulsa will be back, because I'll tell you this, that if they can take Tulsa or take Fort Worth to the limit like that, they can do that to anybody in the league. So Tulsa is not wrapping up their season 4 weeks in. There's no doubt about that.
And they really showed some spark in them, some real pizzazz here tonight at home. And yes, we were talking about Atlanta, how they've got 2 home games coming up after their bye week and might be able to spring forward. This gives the Tulsa faithful a lot to look forward to. Yes, every team's going to have some wrinkles, and tonight, unfortunately, it was the red zone game, but honestly, it was fantastic. It was a great game all told. Charlie Baker, out of nowhere, coming out of nowhere like Randy Orton, just with the final special teams RKO for the victory. It was phenomenal. Great. Just, it seemed like after his last return before that one, where Cam screams, "He got shot out of a cannon!" It seemed like he was due. It only seemed like a matter of time before he got his, and he got it done in prime time when Fort Worth needed the most. And even if Baker doesn't get that touchdown, you're looking at Marcus Dunhill, who looks solid on night to lead a game-winning drive like he's done so many times in the past. This game had nearly everything. Nearly an immaculate reception as well in the game. Just so much.
I have to make Charlie Baker smile just one more time here and mention that Charlie Baker did what he did with the kickoff return to win the game in Gabriel Manning's house. So let's chew on that for a little while, and that's gonna make Gabriel Manning and his faithful probably a little bit warm, but certainly not warm and fuzzy. I can tell you that. That said, a fantastic cap to week 4, and one that should be earmarked for the rest of the season, likely as well. But the Monday Night Spectacular rolls on 1 week from today. It is the Alamo City Artillery traveling to LA to take on the LA Lycans. That's going to be a good one, and I think we are just about wrapped up here. For Cameron Irvine, for Tyler Falk, for Statisticians, I'm Chris Curtis saying good night, goodbye from Tulsa. It is the Monday Night Spectacular, and we're wrapping up. We'll see you for week 5 in just a few days' time here on the Simulation Football League on YouTube, presented by APM Music. Good night.